Right now, just left, the gym with the LA guy. See what I'm saying? Workout, stay motivated. See, working out. There's a cineplex, LA Fitness. Don't know. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you guys are interested in Boston Pizza, you don't know. Because it's lit. So, at the end of the day, right, you know what it is. Workout for like about 6 hours today, I think so. Yeah, 6 hours. I played ball for like 2.5 hours, shooting around, play a couple of games. You gotta stay positive, right? I stay beneficial, right? At the end of the day, you know what it is. Look at this, game time, right? Boom. Game time rally, dog. See what I'm saying? That's what happens. So just coming from the gym, you done know, holding it down, It's always exciting when you get back in shape, right? Because, I mean, the weather is getting better, of course. And if the weather is getting better, you have to always stay active. Gotta stay motivated, guys. See what I'm saying? The influence, the life, in the state of mind, right? A lot of times, people are not influenced by the state of mind, right? So you gotta be influenced by those kind of things, right? You can't give up no matter who doesn't support you. Because you see, you have to be a firm supporter of yourself in order for you to achieve great, lightness and success in your own way. See, the Lord will favor you if you don't give up, says his word. I know you take leaps of faith, a lot of times take leaps of faith and things, right? But leaps of faith shows that, that you're willing to trust God. You don't know TD Bank holding it down, They're always lit because they, send out commercials and things. So, you know what it is, TD Bank. Just have to say that. Yeah, so, yeah. You got to stay positive always. You see, sometimes, right, there is gifts that are given to you. However, these gifts are not the best type of gifts you may think. You see what I'm saying? Because you see, God gives gifts and the devil gives gifts too. See what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Boom. You know what it is. Air cars, real estate, excitements, church, right? Church is devil. So, I mean, see, right now, it's the end of March, I should say, right? There's like a few more days left and then April, right? So Easter is coming up. See, I wonder what y'all going to do at Easter. Do you feel like it's important to celebrate Easter? Or is it just a next day to you? Boom. Right? So, I mean, life has a purpose, has a goal, has a plan. If you decide to say, well, I'm going to put in effort to change, right? Believe me, a lot of people miscalculate. What they do is they miscalculate. You see, every time I walk through the church, you get the blessings, right? Let's remember that. See what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, God is coming. He's coming soon. See what I'm saying? Despite what some may think, right? He's coming soon. And because he's coming soon, people need to realize that they must have plans. You know, they must have better plans than life insurance. You see what I'm saying? Just remember that. You must always, right, stay positive in the things you do. I know some people, that's quick. Some people might say, well, you know, it's harder said than done. It is harder said than done. You see what I'm saying? It is. It's harder said than done, but are you just going to let it pass you? There's change. You see what I'm saying? You see, this time around, I have to understand that timing is everything. You see what I'm saying? Let's say you love, right? And let's say maybe you got hurt in your love because maybe your companion at that time don't understand your ways, your moves, why you're the way you are. You know, but obviously it's life experience. There is nobody that really knows everything, right? So we know portions of things. And because we know portions of things, that's the best thing we can basically say, you know? Sorry, I just show it. Like, it's darker at night. So when we get to the light, then I'll flip it around. Yeah, so, I mean, there's change, right? And these things teach you things, right? Lessons, how you are, you know, what you're doing, what kind of plans you have in place. Because you see, think about it. Suppose the world gets frozen over. You see what I'm saying? What would you do? Because you have to understand, this is something, right, that is possible. It can possibly happen. This is not far-fetched. Why? Because of the advancement of technology. You see, this type of advancement is more than what we can fathom. Because you see, the algorithm, right, that they're programming these machines, these satellites, these technologies, they're actually living. You see what I'm saying? Why are they living? Because the thing is, they have the understanding, the potential to what? Upgrade themselves and start thinking for themselves. Huh? Isn't that familiar with humans? You don't think so? We have a free will. You can think for yourself if you're normal or, you know what I mean, natural human being, no problems, but you can think for yourself. You know you can, right? And so that's the point. The point is this, okay? There are so many people that think that, you know, it's a joke, you know, it's just right, the algorithm. But there have been examples. How much examples have you seen? Right? There have been so much examples of this, right? All over the world, due to robots communicating amongst themselves, creating without their programmer knowing, until, you know, they really find out what's really going on, and then all of a sudden they change how they're doing things. You see what I'm saying? They have to lock it off and take it off, which means no matter what you do, right, the technology is going to have ownership of themselves pretty soon. No doubt about that. No second, what's it called? You know what I mean? Why? Just because of how we want power. You know, how we want to control our power, right? We want to control to say, you know what? It's going to rain today. So it's going to rain today. It's going to snow today. It's going to snow today, right? It's you know, you can grow substances and stuff like that in a quick span because human beings want this. You see what I'm saying? They want this. And because they want this, it's a serious issue because guess what? That takes away from the control of things. And it puts you into a position where it's almost like if you don't, what's it called? Like think carefully, you're gonna lose, right? You're gonna lose very quickly. Why? Because everybody wants the best type of life, right? What they see, what their vision is, what their understanding is what their will projects them to do because they put plans in place. You see what I'm saying? They want a house. They're going to put plans in place. They want to travel. They're going to try to put plans in place, right? But what happens when the world freezes over? It's going to happen. This situation that's taking place is very technical. It's like advancement, meaning that these people are playing chess with our lives. You see what I'm saying? And guess what? We're just spectators because what can we really do when we're supposed to actually talk, you know? We're supposed to actually talk. Again, guys, too dark. Yeah, when we can actually talk. You see what I'm saying? So it's bad in a sense that whether you're good or bad, regardless of your background, if you're rich or poor, it's like you're still segregated to one category. You see what I'm saying? This has nothing to do with finance. You got billions, trillions of dollars, right? Remember, no matter what, security is always number one, no? All the wealthy of the wealthy, they all have securities. Why? Because it's number one. Guess what? Somebody without that kind of money, right, can come and take that if they are what? They have expertise, I guess, because it's really serious how things have changed drastically and we got accustomed to a certain way of life. You can tell, yes, everybody's getting back into it, but in the back of our mind, we still thinking, maybe they might change their mind next week or next 2 weeks, right? And for those who are always regularly active, it's an issue. If they're regularly active, it can be a bigger issue than, people understand. You see what I'm saying? Because if they stop, you have to stay inside. Again, if the world freezes over, forget about working out. You see what I'm saying? Forget about going to work. I would only imagine all these robots that they're building, right? Robots can survive in certain environments that we cannot survive in. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm thinking pretty soon the world is not going to be bearable. The environment is not going to be bearable for humans to be able to walk around. They're not going to be. You see what I'm saying? So in replacement, they're going to have machines, drones, robots, pick up things, bring you things. That's exactly what it seems like right now. You think about it, Tesla, right? Tesla, let me tell you something, see? You see the Tesla? Every Tesla comes with a bed style, right? Does that sound or seem or look familiar? You see what I'm saying? Elon Musk is going to create Tesla advancement that's simply going to be able to fly and fly to space. You understand? Meaning you can travel the universe or whatever galaxy with a Tesla because of the advancement. You see what I'm saying? Flying cars is nothing. He's going to upgrade it for it to be able to go to space. So therefore, you don't need a spaceship. So therefore, you can actually, take a launch to go to space from, your front yard. No? Because exactly, they start off small. They add this component, and then they change, and then they add the next component, and they keep doing that. Why? Because they're getting ready. If you didn't know, he was able to create a rocket that is able to be used multiple times to go to space and back. Nobody else can create that, right? All their rockets is one-time use. And they're spending how much money to make sure nothing comes. But yet this guy's going back and forth to space. You think about it. You see what I'm saying? It's really, really something. It's really difficult not to not understand what's going on, right? Think about it. Right now, gas prices have gone up. It goes up, comes down, goes up, but most of the time it stays up, right? Okay, so if it stays up, what does that mean? What then it means is, right, they control everything. But then Tesla runs on electricity. So therefore, those who own Teslas is very what? Very smart in the sense of saving money because they're not involved in the gas war, right? And the gas war, I mean, you sanction this person, you sanction that person. But you guys, it's almost like you guys are the same body. You see what I'm saying? Those elites in those different countries that come together. You see what I'm saying? Canada is one of the elites. If you didn't know, Justin Trudeau, right? He just announced that, he passed a law that he's going to, right? He's going to stay in the presidency seat until 2025. So what is that telling you? That already this guy has things put in place, put in perspective, right? And he's controlling the situation. But as big as he is, he's not as big as the other elites. See what I'm saying? So he has to play along, right? He's not the least powerful, but he's not also the most powerful. So therefore, there's decisions that are made that he has to what? Abide by. You see what I'm saying? Because right now, they're planning to control electricity, right? They're planning to control they're planning to control how long people live, what they do, how long they do it for, what kind of life they want. You see what I'm saying? What kind of life they want. And guess what? And what are the things that they're doing? Because this is very important to how we live our life. You see what I'm saying? It's very important to how we live our life. Because at the end of the day, how we live our life is dependent on what we have access to. You see, if they can lock us down for some time, they have other plans. And you see, they never introduce anything, right? Unless they have everything in place. Think about it. Apple. When Apple was created, the first phone was created and it was available to the public. Did you know that maybe 10, 15 years, the prototype was with the military? Because if the military don't approve it, you're not getting residency. So you see what I'm saying? So to understand the technology so that if there's flaws that can take advantage of how the system is set up in society, they won't allow it. You see what I'm saying? But that was before, right? But now, as you can see, prove things very quickly, right? And we know, I'm telling you, the technology that we are dealing with is what? It's alive, It's alive. I'm telling you. Because it gives you influence. It can create emotion for you. What's it called? It can give you energy or take energy from you. What is that telling you? You see what I'm saying? It can think for itself. Think about it. What can do that? Right? And we keep elevating There's a lot more geniuses with a lot of more technology than we know about. It's just that maybe it's behind the scenes because they know that society, the authorities won't approve it. They know that. It won't happen. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you just have to do the best you can, right? Don't forget to connect with your creator. It's simple. We are energy beings. You see what I'm saying? That's how we live forever. It's not our physical body. You see what I'm saying? That is just our suit for now. But how we live forever is due to, right, our energy, how our body produces energy, how our body does things. That's how we are able to live forever. That energy comes from God. That is our spirit, man. And we need to pay attention because just like a phone, if you don't charge your phone, right? It could be, you notice it has sequences, right? When it's 100%, it's full capacity, can do everything that the phone is basically given to do. You see what I'm saying? 75, it starts cutting back and altering the ways to save energy. Same thing with our body. Basically what I'm trying to say is for them to be able to create the phone, the computers and stuff, they had to study how our body works because computers work the same way. But they weren't expecting computers to start thinking for themselves. You see what I'm saying? And so I believe when these robots start dealing with things and they get way too smart, right? Robots don't have emotions. So obviously, if they think much more and much faster than an average human being, then what's going to happen to the rest of the people? What's going to happen to the rest of the people? Huh? Are you going to be like 65, 85 and they say, well, you know, you're not, just a sec. Let's try and cross the street. This guy's looking for people. Give me a sec. Try to get the best light I can, but maybe when it turns this way. But, you know, stay motivated, guys. In the middle of the street, I'm crossing the street. But don't try this, kids. Okay? Anybody that's watching this, try. Yeah. So, what I'm saying is this, okay? There's a lot of people that basically they're thinking things are normal. But the world seems a lot in chaos. They're saying that due to this chaos, the Antichrist will come and solve this issue, which is true. You see what I'm saying? I believe he's going to come and solve this issue because guess what? People will try to rely on what they can get. You see what I'm saying? And who can help them get what they want, right? But we live forever. You notice, if let's say you go to a dark place when you die, let's just say that your soul is still alive. Do you not understand? So your soul can't die. It can be tortured or punished, but it can't die. Why? Because it comes straight from God. See what I'm saying? So are we undermining God because he gave us these technology little by little? He influenced us as people little by little. And so he innovated and motivated. You see, let me tell you something. Music is something that it's the life. Like what I mean by music is the life is just simple, okay? The influence of the music, right? The influence of the music can put you in moods. It can make you feel better, even if you don't have a good environment living in. Because guess what? Your brain is a master computer, right? It works with energy. And when you see the 808s is basically is a system, right? That you can alter to change your membrane. So basically, you can make music that can get somebody upset, happy, sad, remember, some good times in their lives. And that's why people like the tune, the beat, more than the words. You see what I'm saying? The words always come after. You could have the best words, but if you don't have the best tunes, people are gonna take it in, but it can't be relatable. You see what I'm saying? Because the music and the lyrics have to be good, but the music has to be better than the lyrics. See what I'm saying? To make a song, you have to have the tune. The tune influences the mood. The mood, right, is what changes things. See what I'm saying? Makes you happy, makes you understanding, right? It makes you comfortable or uncomfortable due to the techniques of the music. That's why I always said, if the companies, like organizations like Spotify, Apple Music and stuff like that, they should give us information. Like if you make a music and you put it out, they should tell you like the science of this music, instead of just you have the artist name and stuff like that. But the science of the music will help you. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because then you'll understand why you feel the way you feel. And you'll understand more. It's like putting nutrients. Like you pick up something from the grocery store. Like it gives you the nutrients and all of these things, right? They should have that for music. Because if they did, guess what? People will pick the right type of music to listen to. You see what I'm saying? This is very simple, right? And I don't think they will dare to do that. Because guess what? Then people will understand what is good music and what is bad music. You see what I'm saying? Despite the artists, despite the what's it called, the relations, despite all the things that they did. You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you what is good music, what is bad music. It just all depends on what you consider good and bad. But you guess based on where it's being played, right? If it gets promoted long enough and it goes on radio, you're gonna get the benefits, right? If it plays long enough. And people just play the music, but they don't understand how it's supposed to make them feel. They don't even know. See what I'm saying? So if they have that kind of demographic, then people will see, okay, even though this music sounds a certain way, it's still beneficial. It's still good. See what I'm saying? Yeah. So just, stay active, stay motivated, guys. Work out, read as well, because, reading is training your brain. Reading, like people tell you everything in the books, Read for exercise. You might not like it. That doesn't mean that it's not beneficial for you. It's not beneficial for your mind. Just because you don't like it. See what I'm saying? But if you do it, guess what? Your memory will last longer. You'll be more sharper with reaction and timing on what is good for you. And guess what? You would do that consistently. And you will choose, a better choice of words. You see what I'm saying? That's very important. Because you see, words are what? They have power to it. And how you how you put your words together is mainly based on what your intake is. your music taste, your book taste, what you're interested in, your lifestyle, right? But if you have this state of mind and say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to strictly make sure that I read books, whether you're interested or not. Because it's like you're reprogramming your mind to be able to, work better for you. Because it won't struggle to pick the choice of words. It won't struggle, with the things. So grammar, right, is something that obviously they created technology. So then you have Grammarly. You're not going to be Grammarly in correcting things. As good as we are. You see how they were able to create Grammarly is just based on our needs. They realize universities, colleges, right? Like basically everybody, researchers, writers, everybody that writes on paper or writes something can correct themselves with just a simple application. But before, we had people that had jobs like that. You see what I'm saying? And the job was very demanding. We had people like that. But now, we just have an application for almost everything. Right? What don't we have apps for? Remember when Apple came and then they had things where you can, they still have it where you can basically program it so that it gets like a whole bunch of apps that Apple wouldn't recommend, but you're able to basically go in there. Sometimes maybe apps that cost money, you get it for free and stuff like that, right? And obviously, Apple seen that. Apple got smart and said, yeah, you're gonna do that, but guess what? I'm gonna make sure that your battery drains very fast. And so you get the privilege and the joy of exploration, right? But due to the cost of your most valuable asset in your phone or device, which is battery. And so you see why they had to pay, They had to repay a lot of those people that basically sued them. They said, yo, our batteries drain too fast. You cut us off of the network. It won't react to a lot of stuff. And when they looked into it, they realized it was purposely done. So they had to pay them. I think everybody was like $25 each. They had to pay, They paid the whole people that had a certain iPhones or something from whatever, 6 Plus or something like that. They paid them, right? Due to the fact that they were draining the batteries when they come up with new phones. You see what I'm saying? And so now they're realizing there's more advancement. But the Pi phone, you guys ever heard of the Pi phone? Because the Pi phone, I believe, is being created to be able to travel to space and have no problem calling anybody. See what I'm saying? Apple and those other companies have yet to create something like that. But I'm pretty sure they're on that route. Because, it's a war right now between the giants, guy. Everywhere. Every giant, from land, from territory takeover to technology takeover. Who's going to lead the new age? You see what I'm saying? And take this in. Google is in the center of everything. See what I'm saying? Google is in the center of everything. Why? Because Google partner with who? Tesla, right? Google also partner with who? Apple, Samsung, Fido. All these companies, Google is the center. So basically, with the way Google performs, right, I don't think there's going to be a replication of that, because I don't think Google will even allow that. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because Google is like sort of like a futuristic technology of information. You gain this type of information in a very drastic, fast-paced way. You see what I'm saying? Why? Because what they do is, anybody that has done something, that's published content, or it don't matter. You know, they're involved in sports or whatever. Anything you do, Google can find you and have information, a little bit of information. You see what I'm saying? Now they have the perfect information, but sometimes it's in layers of the pages, right? And you know what I mean? The top layer might not have all the information, but if you keep going, you're gonna find all the information. You see what I'm saying? So if they're doing that, Tesla needs that for coordination, for connection, right? For being able to anticipate what people want to do next. All of this is very important. You see what I'm saying? So I ask you, what is the best thing for you, right? What do you think you can do to change the way you do things? You see what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, it don't matter. Suppose the military right now seizes everything and says, yo, everybody has to stay inside. You can't come outside. Like what happened in Australia. Suppose that takes place, right? Is it not the technology? See what I'm saying? The Neuralink technology is basically a way to be in the net. See what I'm saying? Why? Because, guy, it uses energy, it transfers, it's able to transfer your energy to physical. It's like the concept of cryptocurrency. You see what I'm saying? It's how you run machines and then it generates energy, running a cycle, right? And then basically giving you a way to what? Generate residual, virtual, aka physical income, because it's virtual first, but you can basically cash it in and get physical cash. Or you can purchase things, which is the same thing as money, right? And so this is what they're working on. And if they're working on this, it's very important for people to understand that, yo, Neuralink technology is going to be able to read your mind. You cannot have a secret thought. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be able to read your mind. It's able to know where you're at, when, and how. Right? After a while, they're not going to need to, what's it called? Like, basically it's like this. As long as they log on to the main phase, once they log on to the main phase, any name that they type in or any code number or something, because what? Digital ID is coming, right? We know that. Government announced it. It's in many places of the world, right? I mean, they said China was the breeding ground where they set up that technology to try it because they had a vast amount of people. China and India, the most amount of people, right? So if it's able to work there, other countries, it's nothing. See what I'm saying? It's nothing if it's able to work there. And we know this. You see what I'm saying? So, thank you guys for listening. You know what I mean? Stay motivated, like, comment, share, subscribe. And, you know, just stay active, stay planning as well. Because guess what? Others cannot plan for you. You should plan for yourself, right? It's the best thing you can do. And then you'll see changes. It's harder said than done, but it can be done. Okay? Bye now.